Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XLM. But before I get started, please click the like and subscribe button as it helps this channel grow very quickly. So, we're going to talk about XLM. I want to start with this. Navati partnership with Stellar and Ripple. What's your thoughts on Stellar and Ripple helping to pay for the development and marketing of the $1-to-1 dollar-backed Australian stablecoin AUDC? Navati intends to make a profit here on fees apparently. Must be big. Here's the thing. I said this time and time again. These cryptocurrencies that are ISO 222 compliant are not competing with each other. People keep saying, well, XRP is better than XLM. XRP is now in competition with XDC. The thing is, they all work together in the new financial system. That's what we're looking at right here. We're seeing Stellar and Ripple tied together. We'll see XDC tied to, QNT. We'll see all of that. Bridges being built. And it's happening for a reason. And people keep saying, well, this one's better than that one. Like I told you before, multiple times, hold a little bit of each of these ISO coins. So, trade with Stellar USDC stablecoin today on LumenSwap. This is ties with Circle. Also, creating stable coins. Then we see this. That's the beauty of Stellar. I can send you USDC while you receive a currency of your choice. That could be another fiat stablecoin, XLM, or even wrapped crypto like Ethereum or Bitcoin, all at near zero fees. And we see it actually have real world use case. We see XLM being used, and people still can't see it. I don't get it. So, Ripple competitor and Moneygram roll out zero fee money transfer service using USDC stablecoin. Alvibe neutral. Ripple challenger Stellar XLM is teaming up with the money transferring service Moneygram to launch, and we see what happened with Moneygram, right? But Ripple competitor. I don't think these cryptos are actually competing. I think what's going on here is they all have ties to each other and to everything else. They all have utility outside of ISO 222. They have use case outside of that also. They're tied to NFTs. Remember, we keep talking about this. So, MoneyGram teams with Mobilely Pay. The partnership will ensure that users with digital wallets on the Stellar blockchain can convert holdings into Circle Pay USDC stablecoin and then cash out through MoneyGram. And I remember at one time or another, XRP was also tied to MoneyGram. I remember it was a while ago though. But see, that's not Ripple's thing. Person to person is not Ripple's utility. Bank to bank is what they're looking at. Institutions. But that doesn't mean that Stellar's worth less. And it doesn't mean that they're competing either. So then we see this. Stablecoin, pegged to Peru's currency, launches on Stellar. We're seeing Stellar, launching these new stablecoins. We see them as being part of creating digital currencies for countries. And that's through Circle mostly. But yet it's being built on top of Stellar. So, the time for stablecoin legislation is now. We're starting to see this being talked about a lot. I think Tether is not going to be talked about in the future. I think at some point or another, they are going to either crash out and be gone, or they're just going to be phased out and gone. Because we're not going to need Tether. Tether is not as stable as USDC in any way. Once it becomes unpegged one time, that's it. It's no longer as stable as USDC. So, ECB, Lagarde, supports acceleration of digital euro work. Now, this is important. And I talked a lot about this in XRP videos. as far as Christine Lagarde meeting with Brad Garlinghouse, ties to the World Economic Forum. And people said, well, it's mostly just talk. And, Christine Lagarde, what she says, and as far as the World Economic Forum, is not important. Well, let me show you something. CirclePay launches Euro stablecoin, which is a stablecoin that's 100% backed by euros held in Euro bank accounts so that it's always redeemable 1-to-1 for euros. Circle has previously launched USD Coin, which is a digital currency with more than 55 billion in circulation. Now you see what happened there? Here's Lagarde. She supports acceleration of a digital euro work, okay? And then it happens. Now, she's mentioned stablecoin many times when talking about, crypto assets, such as XLM, such as XRP, XDC. She calls them stable coins, backed by something. People still don't get the fact of that. Now, when she talks, things happen. I just showed you that. Big things happen. So, and then I want to show you this. So, Stellar is going to have to be stable when it comes to IBM WorldWire. It's dealing with 72 plus countries, 47 currencies, 44 banking endpoints. It has to have near instant transactions, complete transparency, low clearing cost, open compatibility with all currencies or asset types. We see, and then we see here, okay, the Hyperledger Fabric payment mechanism for people in remote areas with weak local currencies. The unbanked right now can fall into that, and we know they're going after the unbanked also. Countries we never heard of will all of a sudden have a CBDC. I mean, countries that you don't hear about daily. And we know how big Stellar is going to become as far as person-to-person payments. That's massive. Plus, retail. Again, massive amounts of money traveling through it. So Christine Lagarde called these stable coins. Then she went back, and even the lady from the IMF said they need to be backed by something. Algorithmic stable coins do not work. So that's when we come into this. And this is exactly what I think is going to happen. Now, before, when we talked about this, like Stellar being pegged to silver, XLM, people said, that'll never happen. But we know Russia did it with their digital currency, the ruble. It's backed by palladium. So if XLM, okay, is going to be dealing with a lot of cross-border payments, it's going to act as the trust layer, like XRP does, for country-to-country payments, financial institution payments, things like that. So it's got to be stable, and it's got to be pegged to something, as Christine Lagarde said before. Same thing the lady from the IMF said. The same thing that guy from the BIS said. Sorry, I didn't want to bring up all of these people. But they've said this in the past. Stablecoins need to be backed by something. That's where this would come into. That, to me, solidifies the fact that this is exactly what's going to happen at some point. I don't think we're quite there yet. But I think we're very close. I think what's going on with the IMF and BRICS right now can be what ushers this in quicker. Because the IMF has to compete with BRICS. They will lose a lot of power in that region. Countries now want to jump on with BRICS instead of jumping on with the IMF. They don't want to be backed by the dollar. They don't want the US dollar hanging over them anymore, since we weaponized it against Russia. I said that in previous videos. That's why I could see this actually coming to light. And I talked about this in an XRP video also. because this is starting to look more and more possible as time is going on now. But here's the thing, keep in mind that Ripple and XLM are no longer competing. They're tying together everything, getting everything ready in front of the new financial system, in my opinion. I think it's just a matter of time until everything is ready to go, and that's when things will change. And XLM will not be left behind. Neither will any of these other ISO coins. Their utility and use case will push them to prices we can only imagine right now. With that said, I'm going to wrap up today's video. I want to thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.